Well, hello and welcome to this first installment of Tom on IT, where we'll spend some time talking about information technology. I have been in the IT world for, just over 20 years, going on 25 maybe. I've done all kinds of things within IT. I've done infrastructure support, desktop support, servers, networks, things you've probably never heard of if you're under the age of 40, like Novell NetWare, Lantastic. I've done programming, database work in SQL, done some business analyst work, done some project management work, information security work, help desk stuff. So I'm seeing a lot of things around the IT world. And as I've gone through, people always ask me, well, Tom, I want to get into IT. What do I do? What are the options? And how can I get there? So let's talk a little bit about that. So first, who can be in IT? Well, actually, anybody can be in IT. It's a wide enough field to where it doesn't matter what your personality type is, your skills, your natural abilities. Somewhere within the IT world, you can use those things. And really, it doesn't matter what age or place you are in life. If you want to get started into a career within information technology, you can do that. I have a buddy that managed a pizza store for 13 years or something, and then one day just decided he was going to get into IT, and he's still going. He's doing IT stuff today. Have another buddy that was a meat cutter for, maybe 20 years, and decided one day to get into IT later in life, and he's doing that, and he's doing great. So no real age limits. If you have a desire and a curiosity to be in information technology, you can do it. So one thing that's interesting is, why would someone want to get into IT? Well, if you think back to the gold rush days, which would be about middle of the 1800s, 1850-ish, 1860-ish. There's a lot of people who went to California looking for gold, and many, many people found probably no gold. However, there were many people selling picks, shovels, overalls, tents, who knows what they were selling. Those are the people who probably made the money, right? So they weren't, didn't matter whether the gold rush was having good days or bad days. Didn't matter who was finding gold or not finding gold. When the people came to California, there's someone sitting on the border of California somewhere selling them shovels and picks and whatever other equipment to pan for gold. Well, that's kind of how IT is. So IT, everyone needs IT. We're in a technology-based world. So whether it's a database, whether it's some sort of web programming, it's a digital world, and there's no getting away from it unless there's a nuclear blast of some kind which shuts down every type of computer in the world. And in that case, career in IT maybe not the best. But until then, IT are the people who are selling the picks and shovels and overalls for the gold rush. So everyone needs IT support. There's no way around it today. So whether an industry is up or down, it doesn't really matter, because there'll be some sort of IT job somewhere. So when home building is down and medical is up, and in another few years, home building is up, real estate is up, medical is maybe down, education is up, education industry is down, insurance, retail, doesn't matter. They're going to need IT people for whatever's going on. So let's look at some of the avenues. So there's a couple main branches of IT. So let's call the first branch infrastructure. That involves things like the help desk, desktop support, so the PC that sits on someone's desk, and laptops and all that kind of stuff. It involves servers, things that go on at the data center, like network switches, Cisco gear, HP servers, whatever, Unix stuff, all that kind of like hardware and operating system, that sort of side of the world. Oftentimes, I guess database stuff might be included in that side of the house as well. Then you have another branch, which we'll call the PMO, Project Management Organization. And under that umbrella, you have, I kind of lump programmers in there, so development work. So if you think of the people who actually write the programs, sometimes they're part of the PMO, sometimes they're kind of a separate branch. I have a buddy that says that the programmers are a separate branch. Do not lump them in with the PMO. But In this case, we just generally speaking, we'll lump them in with the PMO. So project manager, business analysts, quality people, programmers, those are all people that are maybe part of the PMO. And there's kind of a third branch, which is sometimes included in infrastructure, but sometimes not, and that's information security, which, as we know in this day and age of identity theft, all that kind of stuff, it's a very important part, security. In fact, a survey came out showing that the top reasons why chief information officers, the CIOs of various companies, large, small, whatever, are fired is because of data security breaches or some sort of security breach within that company. Some of them have been in the news. For example, Target department store, they had 70 million credit card numbers potentially breached. Adobe, 38 million potentially breached for their security. Facebook, Google, Twitter have all had potential security breaches of one kind or another that have put people's data at risk. It doesn't mean anything's done with that data immediately, but it does mean that that data has been put at risk, and it just costs millions and millions of dollars to shore up some of these breaches. So information security, very important to the land of IT. So as you consider maybe getting into the field of IT in any kind of capacity, you can information security is a great place to be. Infrastructure side, very good. Some of the most technical people on that side of the branch of IT, and finding the PMO where you know what, you don't necessarily have to. So if you think like technical, servers, routers, switches, and programming is maybe not your bag, well, they need project managers, people who can just coordinate stuff, who can gather the troops together, move a project forward, stay on budget, stay on timeline. Lots of opportunities there where you don't have to necessarily be the most technical person in the room. So there's definitely lots of options. Young, old, midlife, career change, doesn't matter where you come from. There's ways to get there. And we'll talk about them in the next installment of Tom on IT. Thanks for listening.